Hi guys, my name is Raquel, and today I'm going to be doing my very first book haul. So I took my daughter, who is a reader as well, to the bookstore. And if you're anything like me, there's no way you're going to go into a bookstore without buying a book or two. So the books I'm going to be showing you, they did come from, some came from Barnes and Noble, a couple came from online store called the Thrift Shop, and I did thrift a couple books from. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first book I have is Hidden Blessings by Kim Cash Tate. So I have actually already read this book. The one thing about me is that most of my books are on Kindle, so I read the Kindle Unlimited books, the ones that are free, and then I buy some of them. But if I read a book and I truly enjoy it, some of them I want to have for myself. So then I go ahead and I buy them. Of course, sometimes I go to a thrift store and I just run across books. Sometimes I call myself a book rescuer because most of the books that I see in the thrift store where I live, they're usually written by other people. And so I'll come across a book or two that is written by a black author and I buy them. Um, Sometimes even books that I already have or books that I don't necessarily want, but if that's the only book there that's written by an African American author, I wind up buying it. So anyways, like I said, this one is it's a really good book. It is a part of a series. It is Christian fiction, and she is an awesome writer. There's four books in the series. It's Faithful, Cherished, Hope Springs, and The Color of Hope. I've read all four books, and I was able to get this book from the thrift shop for, if I'm not mistaken, probably about $4 or something like that. Not sure. This one, A Kind of Freedom. I actually got this one at the airport on my way from Mississippi. And so we went into the airport gift shop. I saw it and I was like, hey, I think I want to read that. I've never read it. Well, at least not yet, anyways. But I did get it. And this one, I'm just going to read the synopsis on the back. It says, Evelyn is a Creole woman who comes of age in New Orleans at the height of World War II. In 1982, Evelyn's daughter Jackie is a frazzled single mother grappling with her absent husband's drug addiction. Jackie's son, TC, loves the creative process of growing marijuana more than the weed itself. He was a square before Hurricane Katrina, but the New Orleans he knew doesn't survive the storm. For Evelyn, Jim Crow is an ongoing reality, and in its wake, new threats spring up to haunt her descendants. Margaret Wilkerson, Sexton's critically acclaimed debut is an urgent novel that explores the legacy of racial disparity in the South through a poignant and redemptive family history. So, when I was in the airport, it looked, I read it. It looked like a good book. I haven't read it, and no particular reason why. I just haven't gotten around to it. But after reading the synopsis again, I might get to that sooner than later. This is one of the books I got from Barnes and Noble. It's Queenie. It's historical fiction. I have not actually read this book, but at the time that it was really popular, I was hearing a lot about this book, and so I did want to get it. The way I remember some of the reviews being that it's told from a historical standpoint from generation to generation, and so I found that to be interesting. And like I said, I do love historical fiction. So that was that. The Kindest Lie. So the Kindest Lie I did get from the thrift store. It's an online shop called the thrift store. And I bought this for my daughter and myself. I bought her one, I bought myself one. And I also bought another book. I can't remember the name of the book, but I bought like four books. I think it was like maybe $15, um, or somewhere between $15 and $20 for four books. So it was really cool. I have not read this book. My daughter is not really, well, I have my older daughter. She's not really a reader, but I wanted to get her into it. So I bought us a couple books that we can read together. We did read the first book together. We never got around to this one. She moved and she lost the book, and I will not buy her another one. I will get around to reading that at some point or another. I don't know when, but yeah. This book I got from Walmart, and this one is urban fiction, and I think I like the cover on here. I don't remember reading anything. I don't. Carl Weber presents Marcus Weber, Philly Girl. I wonder if he's related to Marcus Weber. Looks like Carl Weber is bringing out an author. This book is kind of old. Well, not old, but I believe I bought this some years ago, and I just never read it for whatever reason. This is one of my rescue books from the Goodwill. So this also is a Christian fiction book. It's a part of a series. Kimberly Lowsom Roby is a awesome Christian fiction writer. This one is about a pastor called Pastor Black, and he is a serial cheater. And he has all these women. And so this is one of the books in the series. If I'm not mistaken, it's about 10 books in the series. This is the earlier part of the series. This might be book two or three, something like that. However, I saw it in the Goodwill, and I was like, hey, can't leave that there. And The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. So, I believe this book is a classic, and everybody's familiar with Toni Morrison, I'm sure. This one I've already read, but I did enjoy the book, and this is one of the books that I decided that I enjoyed so much that I wanted to just have in my library. Now, this one, um, Deacon King Kong, I read the synopsis for this one. I thought it would be a good book. I bought this one from Barnes and Nobles. I just have not read it, have not gotten around to it. And I'm just going to read the synopsis for this one. This one was the 2020 Oprah Book Club pick. So it says in September 1969, an old church deacon Shuffles, oh, known as Sport Coat, shuffles into the courtyard of the Causeway Housing Project in South Brooklyn, pulls a 38 from his pocket, and in front of everybody shoots the project drug dealer at point blank range. Now, just this first part of the synopsis reminds me of, dang, what is the name? I can't remember, but it's the one with Pookie, the movie with Pookie, and the guy goes to court or to jail or whatever for selling drugs, and the old guy comes out in a hat and he shoots him. That is what this reminds me of. I'm sure you guys know the movie I'm talking about. I just can't remember the name of it. I'll put it in the thing. I'll put it up there somewhere once I remember. But yeah, this is exactly what New Jack City. That's it. It reminds me of New Jack City. Anyway, let me get back to the synopsis. So he shoots him at point blank range. The reason for this burst of violence and the consequence that springs from it are at the heart of Deacon King Kong McBride. Are at the heart of Deacon King Kong. McBride brings to vivid life the people affected by the shooting, the victim, the African American, and the Latinx resident who witnessed it, the local cops assigned to investigate it, the members of the 5 N Baptist Church where Sportcoat was a deacon, the neighborhood Italian mobster, and Sportcoat himself. Drawing from both his mastery storytelling skills and his abiding faith in humanity, James McBride has written a novel that as involving as the good Lord bird and as emotionally honest as the color of water, and that demonstrates that love and faith live in us all. And so when I read that, I decided that I wanted this book. Yet I have not read it, but I will get around to it. This is The Other Black Girl, another book I bought at the airport. The good thing about buying books at the airport is after you read the book, you can take them back to the airport and you can exchange them. All you have to do is keep the receipt. And yeah, so here's this thing I kept where it talks about how you can read and return. And not only that, it says buy it, read it, return it, receive a 50% refund. So I can read this book. I can take it back to the airport, get a different book for free, and then get 50% off of, I don't know, either this book or the new book. So either way it goes, I thought this was a good investment. So even if I don't like it, I could take it back and exchange it and get another one and get 50% off. That I think is super cool. This is also another book I got from Barnes and Noble. Um, this I believe I was interested when I read it. I'm gonna read the quick synopsis. I'm not gonna um let's see, where is it? Okay, here it is. It says, an unambitious 22-year-old Darren lives in Bed-Stuy, Brownstone with his mother, who wants nothing more than to see him live up to his potential as a valedictorian of Bronx science. But Darren is content with working at Starbucks in the lobby of a midtown office building, hanging out with his girlfriend, Soraya, and eating his mother home cooked meal. At All that changes when a chance encounter with Rhett Daniels, a silver-tongued CEO of Sunwom, NYC hottest tech startup, results in an exclusive invitation for Darren to join an elite sales team on the 36th floor. After enduring a hell week of training, Darren, the only black person in the company, uh, reimagines himself as Buck, a ruthless salesman, unrecognizable to his friends and family. But when things turn tragic at home and Buck feels he's hit rock bottom, he begins to hatch a plan to help young people of color infiltrate America's sales force, setting off a chain of events that forever changes the game. Buck is a hilarious, razor sharp skewering of America workforce. It is a propulsive, crackling debut that explores ambition and race and makes way for a necessary new vision of the American dream. So yeah, it was 50% off. I don't remember how much I paid for it. It says $26, so I guess I probably paid about 15.50. I haven't read it, but I did find that interesting. And my last book, which is a biography about Malcolm X. This one is called The Dead Are Arising, The Life of Malcolm X. It's by someone named Les Payne. There is also another Malcolm X book, and I believe it's written by Alex Haley. At the time when I went in, I did not see that book, but I saw this one, and I definitely have always wanted to know more about Malcolm X. He is super smart, and he really intrigued me, and so yeah, definitely gonna read this book. I haven't finished. I have started. Yeah, I haven't gotten very far, but I did start. Looks like I'm on chapter 3, and this is a book that I keep by my bed. So whenever I think about it, I'll pick it up. So I guess I haven't thought about it very much, However, I have started, which is a plus for me. So, guys, that is my book haul with 11 books. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them. And or if you plan to read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them. Um, this was again my first book haul, so I'm super excited about that, just to have some new content for you guys. I've done a few book reviews and I wanted to do something different, so I thought this book haul would be great. I do hope you guys enjoyed the um, book haul and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you next time. Bye bye.